Greetings, my name is Pradipta Tiaga Mustparama from 12th Science 2, Absent 28. In this occasion, I will read about US presidential election news that was brought to you by Australian Broadcasting Corporation and was written by Tasha Wibawa. This news was published in Wednesday, 11th of November 2020. Some world leaders have stayed silent on the US President-elect Joe Biden's win. Here's why. By Tasha Wibawa. Congratulatory messages for United States President-elect Joe Biden have flown in from around the world following his projected wins against President Donald Trump. However, several leaders have chosen to stay tight-lipped over the victory, and their silence is telling. Mr. Biden will inherit a long list of foreign policy challenges from his predecessor, including the ongoing trade war with China and the stalled denuclearization of North Korea. While some leaders, including those of European nations, have applauded Mr. Biden's win in the hopes it might undo of some his predecessor's foreign policy decisions, others appear to be hesitant. As of Tuesday, China's President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin are among those who have stayed silent on the outcome of the US elections. From China, Biden's policies still unclear. The US presidential election is an internal affair of the United States, and China does not take position on this issue. China's Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin said at a press conference last week. Since then, there has been no word from the Chinese president and about Mr. Biden's projected win. The US-China relationship is arguably at its lowest point, since it was normalized in 1978, and it is likely to be Mr. Biden's biggest foreign policy challenge moving forward. US foreign policy towards China was rarely discussed by Mr. Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris during the election campaign, which may have influenced the cautious tone Chinese state media has adopted towards the incoming administration. Analysts generally are not clear on whether Biden's policies toward China will soften or adjust. But at least I think it's possible a future Biden's administration will do away with the performative aspects of Trump's stance towards China, Hu Xichin, the editor of China's state-owned tabloid Global Times, wrote. Brendan Thomas Noon, Foreign Policy Research Fellow at the University of Sydney's United States Studies Center, said the US hardening stance toward China dated back to at least 2014. I think the contours of that relationship aren't going to revert back to the way it was, he told the ABC. But I think we will find the Biden administration will really try to establish some form of strategic dialogue with China, likely in its first year. From Russia, Kremlin likely face stronger opposition from Biden. Russia's relationship with the Trump administration has been controversial, to say at least. Mr. Trump's affection for Russian President Vladimir Putin has been widely reported, with Mr. Trump often praising Mr. Putin during his presidency. "I like Putin. He likes me," he once said during a rally. And a report by the US Senate Intelligence Committee on Foreign Interference in the 2016 presidential election concluded the Russian government engaged in an aggressive, multi-faceted effort in influence or attempt to influence the results in favor of Mr. Trump. Mr. Putin congratulated Mr. Trump almost immediately following the 2016 presidential election against Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton, but has yet to do the same for Mr. Biden. Instead, Russian news agency Interfax reported a spokesperson for the Kremlin said, "We consider it correct to wait for the official summing up of the results of the elections." Russia is likely to be facing stronger positions from a Biden administration. Mr. Biden's challenge ahead will be renegotiating an extension to the New START Strategic Arms Control Treaty, a Cold War-era nuclear proliferation treaty which expires a month after his inauguration in January. Likely to further increase the divide between the Russian leader and his future US counterpart is Mr. Biden's support of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Mr. Putin has long wanted the alliance to scale back to its role in Europe. Thank you.